Today we're diving back into Lightroom to edit yet another portrait. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Guys, we've done it. We've done it. I think a couple days ago, we finally reached 1,000 subscribers. I think now we're at 1,020 or 1,022. So I want to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel, those that have been watching the videos, those that have been liking, leaving comments, even those of you that have been purchasing my Lightroom preset. I really appreciate all of you guys so much, and I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have gotten here to 1,000 subscribers if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much. God bless you, and this means a lot to me. This is my passion. I love content creation. I love photography. I love being here on YouTube, and this is really motivating me, and I want to be here for you guys and make videos and keep showing you guys how to edit, teaching you guys about photography, everything that I know. So thank you so much. I'm at a loss for words. This is only the beginning. I have a lot of things planned. I am a very ambitious man. I have a lot of projects. So this is only the beginning, guys. It's only the beginning. With that being said, today I'm going to show you guys how to turn this portrait into that using my Moody preset, which you can find using the first link in the description. In case you're new here, I do have a Lightroom Moody preset, which is an amazing preset that I use all of the time. In the past few weeks, I've been showing you guys how it works and how to use it on different sorts of portraits, different sorts of photography, and this video is no different from that. Again, it is a great preset. I use it almost all of the time. I worked really hard on it, and I guarantee that you are going to love it. So far, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from the people that have purchased it already. So really, it means a lot to me. And if you want to use this preset, you can do so using the first link in the description below. Again, I guarantee that you're gonna love it. And if you're still on the fence, well, hopefully this video will be enough to convince you. Okay, so here I am in Lightroom. I've got this preset here and ready to go. So this is a portrait I shot of a lovely woman that I met during one of my street photography sessions, which, by the way, you can find more of on my Instagram, which will also be linked in the description below. So before I start editing this portrait, I'm just gonna go here to the crop and crop it down a little bit. Now, I like to have the eyes be on this third horizontal line. I really should start getting this right because I end up having to correct it in post. But, you know, I like to have the eyes be on this line right here, something like that. Okay, now let's apply the Moody preset. And boom! This is what we have. Now let's do a quick before and after, as we usually do. So this is before and this is after. As you can see, most of the work is already done for us, but we're not gonna stop here. We're gonna go in and do a little bit more editing to the settings to make sure that, you know, it matches our image. Now, I always preach about this on my channel, but whenever you use a preset, whether it be my Moody preset or another photographer's preset, don't just apply the preset and then export your photos, right? Always go in, and there's always adjustments to be made, whether that be the white balance, the shadows, the colors, whatever it may be. There's also something that you can tweak to make the image look even better for you. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. Firstly, I'm going to start by decreasing the highlights. Perfect. And the whites. I'm going to put the white balance on auto. Yeah, that seems to be pretty good. And then I'm going to raise the shadows. But before I do that, I think I'm going to lower the exposure just a bit. Oh, that's a little too much. Like that. Perfect. Now, the reason why I'm lowering the exposure this much is because I really want the face of the subject to be the brightest thing in the image. This is why I'm also lowering the highlights and the whites, but we're gonna do all of that in the mask in a minute. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna raise the shadows to bring back some detail. Perfect. Something like this is fine. Now, if you want, you could stop here, right? We've applied the preset and we've done some minor tweaks to the photo. So you could stop here if you want, but since I like to use masks, I'm gonna go a little bit further. So if you don't know how I do this, here's how it goes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna darken the background a little bit more, and I'm gonna desaturate it to take away some colors. Then I'm going to smoothen the skin, whiten the teeth, brighten the eyes, and make them a lot more sharp. And then I'm going to create a radial gradient on the face to brighten that part a little bit more. And then I'm gonna duplicate and invert that mask to darken everything around the face. I don't know if you're still with me, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you exactly how it's done. So first things first, let's select that background. So with the background selected, I'm going to lower the exposure, and I'm also going to lower the saturation. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and select people, and I'm going to create different masks on her skin, her eyes, and her teeth. So I'm going to select facial skin, body skin, eyes, sclera, iris, and pupil, and teeth. Perfect. I'm going to create mask. So now we created one group with all the different masks in it. So if I make one adjustment to this group, it's gonna adjust everything that's inside that mask. To show you this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna desaturate the teeth to make them a little bit more white. But watch what happens. See, it desaturates everything in that group, but I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate them by selecting them one by one and dragging them into a new mask. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select teeth. I'm gonna create a new mask with just the teeth. Perfect. So now the teeth are in their own group, and then I'm going to do the same with the pupil and the eyes. Perfect. Now I have the facial skin on one group, the eyes on another group, and the teeth on another. So I'm going to start with the face. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, zoom in here so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing. I'm going to go down to the texture, and I'm going to lower it, and watch what happens as I lower the texture. As you can see, the face is getting a lot more smooth. Now you don't want to overdo this, so be careful. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the shadows, and I'm going to raise the shadows just a bit to bring back some more light in her face. Perfect. Before, after. Now, as you can see, it's really subtle, but that's how you want it, right? You don't want it to be really on your face. Like you can see that a filter has been applied to her face. You want it to look natural. And you can even do that by using this right here. This is the amount slider. You can control the intensity of the effect. So you can lower it or increase it as you wish. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up to the teeth. I'm gonna decrease the saturation to make them even more white. And then I'm gonna increase the whites. Perfect. Now it's really easy to overdo the teeth, right? For example, if I raise this here, you can see that this is too much. So I'm gonna leave it at, actually I'm gonna put it at around 70, maybe 75. That'll do it. Then, so that's the teeth, if you do before and after. You see, it's really subtle. So that's good. Then I'm gonna go up to the eyes. For the eyes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise the shadows to bring back some detail. I'm gonna raise the whites a little bit. Then I'm gonna go down to the texture and I'm gonna drag it damn near all the way. Boom. And this makes the eyes so much sharper. Watch this. Before, after. Now with the YouTube compression, maybe you didn't really notice a big difference, but that's okay. Just know that there is a big difference. And even when you try this out for yourself, you'll notice it. I guarantee you. Now, this makes the eyes, as I said, a lot more sharper. Obviously, the best thing to do is to get the eyes sharp on the day of the shoot, right? Make sure that your focus is on the eyes so you don't miss focus. But in Lightroom, you can always make the eyes sharper to make it stand out even more. Now, we're not done yet. What we're gonna do is, as I said, we're gonna create a radial gradient. We're gonna put that on the face. Perfect, just like this. I might feather it even more. Perfect. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to increase the exposure to make her face a little brighter. Something like this. Now, again, you don't wanna overdo any of these steps. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate and invert that exact same mask. And then I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm gonna decrease the exposure. Perfect. And then I'm also going to decrease the blacks. Something like this. Boom. And this is it for the masks. Now, if you do before and after, you can really see how we transformed the image with the mask. Now, this is usually where I would stop, but you can always go back and tweak some settings. You know, maybe decrease the exposure a little bit more, or if you want to saturate some colors, maybe saturate the blues. Now, I don't really like to have my blues too saturated, so I'm gonna leave that as it is, right? But feel free to go back into the settings one last time and make sure that everything looks perfect for your photo and for you. Now let's do a global before and after to see what we have done. Boom. As you can see, the photo is completely transformed. It is a lot more dramatic, a lot more cinematic, a lot more moody. As you can see, the background here was a little distracting, right? It was bright on some spots. We took care of that by decreasing the exposure on the background and decreasing the saturation. Now, the rest of the image is not too distracting here because her face, again, it's the brightest part of the image, and everything around her face, we've made it a lot darker. If you look at the original, you can see that this is much brighter than her face. This, again, is a lot more brighter than her face. So whenever we do these edits, I really like to darken everything that is not the face so that, you know, it can really pop. If you look at her eyes, we see that in our edit, they're a lot sharper. Now, I think I did miss the focus by a tiny bit because her eyes aren't actually as sharp. I was shooting at f1.4, so that is to be expected if you're shooting at such a low aperture. But we were able to bring back some sharpness by increasing the texture on the eyes. So this is before and this is after. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Now, I have a little bonus for you guys. If you want to try out this for yourself, I will give you this photo for free in the description, which you can download to try this out. Now, you will still need to get the Moody preset, but you can get that easily using the first link in the description below. If you like my work, you like my channel, you like my photography, and you want to support me, this is an amazing way to support me, and I really appreciate everyone that has already purchased the preset and everyone that has already been using it. And by the way, if you do end up using it and posting it on Instagram, make sure to tag me so that I can see what amazing photos you guys are creating, amazing edits, I should say. And also, I might even end up sharing it on my story. So if you want a little shout out, don't hesitate and tag me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're new here, my name is Samuel. This is Human Photographs, and I create photography content. Now, if that is something that you're into, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel and show your support. Now, if you want to see this preset used on a non-portrait photo, well, you can watch this video right here where I show you how to use this preset on a lot of different types of photos that aren't exactly portraits. You can also click here to subscribe to my channel. Again, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Stay creative, keep creating. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one.